Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please, stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop, I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore.
So, Mr. Perry wants me kicked out of my house. He's been talking about this for a year, and he's been recorded. When in your life have you been caught this much, Mr. Perry? In your crime. This is crime, sir. You're interfering with contracts and commerce. Grand larceny with intent to coerce. I've told everybody this forever. You're proving me out, bitch. Recording after recording after recording. He's typing in my phone. I'm getting you kicked out. You're going to be moving. I've got a house in Houston. We have a plan. We want you to lie. I've already said no to that, haven't I, Mr. Perry? When in your life have your crime been caught this much, and yet you go right back at it like a dog to his vomit? You don't like the way the vomit tastes, but you go right back at it. You have no chance of a date with me, weirdo. You're creepy. You're weirdo. You're not my cup of tea. You've been a reject for 12 years, not a day, not a week, 12 years. You're just a peeping Tom. We have a witness, I've said, long ago, Mr. Perry, that testified to our guys, the Fabian puzzle guys, the guys that know how the fuck to stop crime. They know what they're doing. They're good at it. It said, Mr. Perry, as long as I've known him, likes to troll women. He's a troll. He travels without his wife. She has no idea what he's doing. Jacqueline, your wife, remember her? You betray her. You betray your whole family. You betray everybody that trusted you. That you were some nice church boy, little Boy Scout. So, a lot of people live a lie. Dennis Rader, Ted Bundy, heard of them? Lived a lie. Serial killers seem charming until they don't. Seem. The key word there is they seem charming. So, the witness says, as long as I've known Charles Perry, he likes to troll women. And watches when they're not home. Pays the landlord, the maintenance guy, or a locksmith a little something to let him in, to get him a key so he can come and go as he pleases and help himself to their stuff. Man, my granny used to get on to us. If it's not yours, keep your fucking hands off of it. Have some class, have some dignity. And he said he'll put hidden cameras in their home, and then he broadcasts them on the dark web. These women are being seen in their home against their will, without their knowledge, all over the world. Somebody reported that, Mr. Perry. So he charges watch time. He's making a lot of money. It's a business for him. You're just this guy. You're just pathetic like him. Can't figure out how to get women to like you, so you do that. It's not like you have women throwing themselves at you. Even a little girl that I used to dance with. What the hell is this? This isn't about getting a date. What, don't these guys usually bring an intern or something? What's he doing up here? Telling us we gotta make Cynthia like him. That's his job. That's his job. These wealthy guys come in, tell us that. Fabian's name comes up. They about shit themselves. What does he know? Right. So the witness says what he'll do then, he's a sexual sadist. He gets off on hurting people. That's how he gets some sort of weird gratification. This is not lewd and lascivious. This is crime causation. I have to explain every little thing I say because we're dealing with people that aren't that bright. They don't understand everything. Most people don't have to explain that to. They just know. But we got some people that are not that smart. It's not been that hard to catch a crime. I don't know what the hell took why people in Lubbock didn't see it. It's not that hard. It took somebody from coming in from out of town to catch your crime, Mr. Perry. That's pretty fucking pathetic. So, what he says, what the witness said is, he'll get them fired from their job. Nice happy home with little kids. Little kids where old farts are watching them take a bath in their house. Mr. Perry, I'm not going to help you. Listen, we all want you gone. He keeps asking me who told, like he thinks I would actually answer that question. Even if I knew, I'm not told who your leaks are, sir. I've said that over and over and over and over. And if I knew, I wouldn't help you. Because I have people helping protect me against you. We all want you gone. You're not getting it, sir. Let me do the disclaimer real quick before I forget. Use allegedly. Apply the but for and reasonable person standard. This is to document criminal activity. Every act he does, we document it. We have to. It's for court, Mr. Perry. You got a criminal case pending. That's how we knew Mike was drugged. Before anybody said it. That's how we knew that that you had your little conversations of let's get her kicked out of her home, take her car, give her a bus pass, get this house in Houston, make her lie. Why won't she take the yellow brick road? I'm starving for a year. So that I don't have to lie for you. So I don't have to be anywhere near you. So you're in jail and we don't have to deal with this anymore. That's the goal here. Nobody's gotten closer to it than I have. Probably but for and the reasonable person stand for that reason. And we assert all constitutional rights. We have the right to free speech. We have the right to equal protection. Title 18 of the United States Code 1512 and 1513 prohibits witness tampering, destruction of evidence, coercion. That's what you do all day long. I don't like you. Get over it and move on. There's nothing to like. You are a hideous creepster. You are, your little plans typically involve murder in the first degree. I said no. No means no. One time is all I say something. You better keep up. You're breaking the law in all kinds of ways and everybody's mad about it, Mr. Perry. It's not that hard to get information. I've heard the recordings of y'all sitting around. Let's get her kicked out of her house. I've heard the recordings of you talking to my landlord. So, Mr. Perry, the guy says he gets these women fired. And you had a nice peaceful home. Now it's all blown up. He hacks them so they can't find another job. Then they lose their house. Then now they're unfit, so he has the ex take the kids away. He gets off on hurting women. He's got some sort of mommy issue. Instead of keeping that within his own family, he bothers other people with it. It's pretty low class, Jerry Springer Show. Domestic violence. Violent subjugation. There's only a very small percentage of the population becomes a violent offender. And you're in that. You can't keep up with everybody else. You're this guy.
Because you stalked me, that's why
No, I don't. Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, do you? Please
what
stop.
So my coworker pulls me into the bathroom and wants to know what the hell happened in Dallas. Right after I got back from jail because Mr. Perry threatened a false arrest. He's done that every day since. In fact, on the 18th, I was supposed to be arrested. December 18th. Had things gone how Mr. Perry planned. And that's also been recorded. She was supposed to be in jail, not able to appeal. And since she was able to appeal, then we got in our money. We jammed up all our food delivery apps so she couldn't make any money. That's what you did on the 18th, too, so I couldn't even afford to go where you had spent weeks planning all this second false arrest bullshit out in Manford. She likes Manford police. We need to make Manford police do it so we don't have to hear any more about this deal with Mike Neely being innocent. Guess what that did? That made everybody go, I think they did do that murder after all. If you didn't, what you would have done is looked at Mike and gone, gosh, he doesn't have a mark on him. The arrest report says he has not a mark on him. Red swollen right hand, where there's an IV needle that would cause red and swollen, but definitely not what a guy would look like who just beat someone to death. So if they were didn't do that murder, what they would have said is it didn't look like he did it either. So let's find out who did so there's no suspicion on us. And now, Mr. Perry, we got a house in Houston for you. We're going to get you kicked out of your home, broke as fuck. So you think you don't have a choice but to subjugate and lie. Your plan, we got a plan. Yeah, your plans usually end in murder in the first degree, Mr. Perry. No thanks. You act like I haven't heard all the times you sat and talked to a hitman and that got recorded. You want me dead. We all know that. Dead or arrested. Just shut her up because she knows what we're really all about. Texas Billionaire Boys Club. With our sex exploitation, Jeff Epstein type deal. That's what Lucky and Mike were talking about right before the murder. You guys just get caught and caught and caught and caught. And you think taking all my money and starving me to death and getting me kicked out of my home and I'll just go, oh, okay. Now I'll do what you say. Nobody'll suspect a thing. You are off your nuts. You are crazy. You are absolutely nutty. You think everybody's as dumb as you. They're not. They're absolutely not. Mr. Perry, you repulse everybody. You repulse me. You're a rejected fail for 12 years. Fail. So my little coworker pulls me in the bathroom. Those guys from Texas were just in here telling us we got to make you like him. We got to make her and Fabian not like each other, and make Mr. Perry, her like Mr. Perry. She goes, what in the fuck is that? That's not our responsibility. That's his. And he's an asshole. Something's wrong with that guy. Mentally ill freak show. I said no. No means no. You need to act like a man. Take your little skirt off, put your little dolly down, and go work. Act like a dude. Instead of a pathetic little girl who can't just get over it and move on. Teenage girls get over it and move on, Mr. Perry. Why can't you? You're not entitled to anything. You act trailer park, ghetto. Like everybody owes you something. They don't. They don't. Respect is earned. When someone likes you, it's because you're nice to them and they like you. Not because you're going to violently subjugate and force yourself on them like a rapist. You're just a rapist to me. You don't get to watch me in my house. And how God help my landlord for letting you put cameras in my home. God help them. There's going to be some things they're going to have to answer to in your criminal case too. Why wouldn't they? They're contributing to the crime. So we hear she's like, I want to know what the hell happened to Dallas. I want to know what's going on here. She's just a little girl. You think if she knows she can't figure out something's really bad, wrong, that everybody else can? Older, wiser people can't figure it out too? You're not wanted. You're not loved. It doesn't go both ways. No one asked you what you think. No one asked you how you feel. No one asked you what you want. No one asked you what you need. You are not asked. What were you asked to do? Leave me the fuck alone. For 12 years, you've been asked that. For 12 fucking years, you're this guy. How many times did she have to say, leave me alone? And here she says, he just said it doesn't matter what you want. I'm going to force myself on you anyway. You're the same as that. That pathetic.
What happened?
Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's...
And so everybody's mad at you. It's not hard to get information. Everybody's sick and tired of your delusion forced down our throat till we're gagging on it. Your hardships and your suffering, it's sickening. And so it's not hard. When in your life has you been caught this much? She was supposed to go to jail and not be able to appeal. And since she did appeal, we got to tamper with the mail. We can't let her in court. We can't have a legitimate court, proceeding. There's not been any. Not ever once. The first one we had, Mr. Perry's motion to dismiss, was denied. And they haven't let me into court since. And when they do, there's something illegal about it. There's been two things now where there was a judge that said we need to have a hearing. And then all of a sudden the hearing didn't happen. Everything's just dismissed. Wow. Mr. Perry, you have police on you, sir. Who got me the Fabian puzzle? Who told me every time you guys, for the last year, get her kicked out of her home, take her car, take all her money, and force her to lie. We'll offer this little bait house in Houston if she'll lie. Yellow Brick Road, they call it. Texas Billionaire Boys Club. You're caught. Perry's your weak link. I'm the Jenga piece. You push and pull me, you think your whole thing starts wobbling, doesn't it? Who's helping me? Somebody with some power, huh? You think I would give that up to help you kill me? Starve me? Torture? Torment? Cause hardship for other people? You are crazy. That speaks to your delusion that you would think that you would even ask me who's telling on me. I'm not told who your leaks are, you weirdo. I've said that over and over and over. That's very confidential information. I hate repeating myself, Mr. Perry. Hate it. I've worked with smart people all my life. You don't have to repeat yourself. You don't. I don't. When I have to repeat myself, boy, how do you... That pisses us off. pisses us the hell off. So you're proving us out. That's all you're doing. Well, I told you so. I told you so. I told you Michael's drugged. That's what somebody said. He wants her to lie. What's she supposed to lie about? He keeps doing exactly what she says. She told everybody he's trying to find a way to false arrest me, and he did. She told everybody Mike was drugged. It wasn't on the docket yet. Wasn't on the docket yet, sir. Hadn't come out in depositions yet, Mr. Perry. And I said it to everybody. He was drugged. He didn't do it. He slept through the whole thing. So what in the fuck? She was right. What in the hell is she supposed to lie about now? What does he think this is? You think he thinks everybody's as dumb as he is? That's what he thinks. You're a monster. You're about to go to prison, and we can't wait. There won't be any more peeping. There won't be any more hacking. There won't be any more hardships. You guys get caught planning something, and you know it, and you do it anyway. And we're like, oh my God, wow, it's so easy, it's not even fair. So fucking easy, it's not even fair. I've never seen anything like this in my life. I've never seen anything like... You're just pathetic like this guy.
No. Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave
happened?
me alone. Please leave me alone.
Does it look like she's in love with him? Nope. It's not that she's not in love with him. It's rape. It's just a form of rape. Mr. Perry, you're not wanted. No one asked you what you think. No one asked you. What were you asked to do? Leave me the fuck alone. And the more you bother me, the more you get caught. When in your lives has your crime been caught this much? When? You're not getting the correlation here. When you bother me, you get told on. Because you're making everybody mad. And how we get that information is none of your business. You're delusional, or you wouldn't even ask. And I've repeated the same thing over and over and over, and you need to keep the fuck up with everybody else. One time is all I should have to say it. I'm not told that. Those people are under protection because you're dangerous. You have a tendency to commit murder in the first degree. I'm not going to your house in Houston, dumbass. I'm telling everybody, here's what he's trying to do to me. Get me kicked out, force me to lie, and he's got some house in Houston. I said no. No means no. You need to keep up.
Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
Deaf guy's been raping me since
Leave me alone.
You disgust everybody, Mr. Perry. Everybody's sick of your delusion. Everybody's sick of it being shoved down all our throats. We're gagging on it. We're throwing up on it. He got caught and he thinks he can still do it. Oh my God, what the fuck kind of stupid is that? Your delusion, your hardships, your suffering. Everybody's tired of dealing with it, Mr. Perry. That's why it's not that hard to get information. Why won't she take the yellow brick road? Because I'm not like you. I'm not pathetic. I'm not stupid. I'm not low class. I'm not like you. I said no. And no means no. And one time is all that should be said. One time. So I'm going to talk about Mr. Neely for just a minute. Mr. Neely took my police report about car vandalism 6 days before that murder. Jody Arias slashed the tires of Travis Alexander and then killed him. Vandalism, and then the next step is murder. Twice. These people are all the same. Mental ill. Kooks. Mentally ill kooks. They don't, you damage the car, then you kill somebody to cover it all up. Is that what you do? You're pathetic. You're absolutely pathetic. You're rejected. You're pathetic. You're just like him. Jodi Arias slashed the tires of Travis Alexander, and then the next step was murder in the first degree. I report a vandalism complaint in Manford. 6 days later, we got murder in the first degree. Attempted murder and a frame-up. I didn't get to testify. Here we go again. All these court proceedings, and I'm not able to testify. What does that mean, Mr. Perry? You think you're fooling people with that? You're making everybody mad with that, sir. So my prosecutor tells me on the February 11th, I've been sitting here listening to them all day talk about impeding your appeal since the false arrest of the 18th didn't work. So what I want you to do is mail. Don't go in and take it. Mail the DOR and the amended petition to the Tulsa County Courthouse. I know it's going to be more expensive for you to do that, and it was. It cost me about twice as much. But I want it mailed. I want that on the docket. They're going to try to make sure you don't make any money, so you can't do this. It costs money to make copies and mail to the defendants and to take it up to the Supreme Court. You're about to go to jail for this, Mr. Perry. How many times have your crime been caught before you met me? How many times after? You're going to jail for this, sir. Why do you think we're getting these? Party entertainment? We're going to play a bunch of recordings at a party. Nope. Courtroom, sir. Some of them have already been played. If you're talking to the landlord and that's been recorded, because you maybe have a wiretap on you, and my guys go in and go, we want a wiretap on the landlord. Listen to this. Well, now you got one on him too. That's how that works. It's not hard. It's a need to know, because you're dangerous. So my prosecutor says, what I want you to do is I want you to mail that. If you get nothing else filed, get that done. Get it done now. So I got it out. I mailed it on the 11th, Friday the 11th of February, 2022. And the mail, it says right on the receipt, expected delivery the 12th, the next day, Saturday. And so being that they already had a plan to tamper with the mail, Mr. Perry then contacts my landlord and tells him, we want her kicked out. And the guy goes, we just had her sign a lease. I thought you said it was going to be fine. We did sign the lease because you said it was going to be okay. How many people you got kicked out of their homes? I heard the recording of it, Mr. Perry. That was typed up and sent to my attorney right then. Right then, sir. So then I get mail that's supposed to have money in it. Only the envelope's not sealed. It wasn't even licked. Then we had to, and you've been trying to forward my mail to you. I go take it to, I go, look here, look at this. He says, it's insane that you can just, anybody can just have your mail forwarded to their house. Like, yeah. Can you give me a week or two? He goes, yeah. Well, next thing I know, I'm getting notices on my door. You take my money. You interfered with the contract, sir. And then he's typing in my phone, we have a plan. We got a house in Houston for you. No, you don't. Your plans involve murder in the first degree. You think I'm stupid? You think I'm dumb? This is a habit for you. This has been going on for 12 years. You're off your nut. I'm not going to lie for you. You want to get me kicked out? You cause a conflict between my landlord and I where there didn't need to be one. You're just interfering with a contract and commerce, as always. Coercing. It's called coercion. You're going to go to jail for that. What do you think we're doing all this for? How many times was your crime caught before you met me and how many after? I've quoted you, Mr. Perry, over and over and over in your little meetings where you plan all this crap. So we've got mens rea, intent to commit a crime. Intent. It's not, you give it right to us. And then when you do it anyway, you prove it out. I've never seen anything like this in my life. Who do you think you're dealing with, sir? I'm the Jenga piece. You push, you pull. Your whole thing gets wobbly. You're the weak link in your organization of crime. Epstein type shit. Child pornography. Got little old farts watching little kids take a bath. Do you know how horrible that is? How disgusting that is? And no one's caught your crime like we have. Nobody you know, ever. It's, I don't even know what to say. So my little coworker pulls me in the bathroom. These guys all come in here and tell us we got to make you not like, you and Fabian not like each other, and you got to make you like Perry. And if you refuse, find a way to put you back in jail until you do. She goes, what the fuck is that? What is this? What happened to dinner and a movie? This ain't about a date. Something else. What else is going on? What's going on? This is not about a date. This is not how you get date. The way you get a date is you call somebody up and you tell them, I'd like to take you out. I have romantic feelings for you, and would you go to dinner with me? And if they say yes, you go to dinner. And if they say no, you move on. That's normal. That's not what they're doing. And they've told us we are not to let you talk about Fabian. We're to act like we don't care. We're not interested or interrupt you. Every time his name comes up, they shit themselves. He's a strip club manager. What the hell happened in Dallas? What does he know? Why are they so scared of him? She goes, he sounds like a good guy to me. Don't these guys usually bang interns? I mean, what the fuck is going on here? I said, I can't talk to you about that, but I'll have somebody I'll have somebody get in touch with you. She goes, what? I go, listen, it's as bizarre as it sounds. That's all I'm going to say. I'll have somebody get in touch with you. Because it's bad. It's very bad. As you can see. She goes, I'm very uncomfortable with it. I said, I'm sure I am too. Everybody is. Everybody's uncomfortable with it. It's weirdo. It's creepy. It's strange-o. It's off. Way outside social norms. Off. Torture. When you ask somebody to hurt me, it's called psychological torture because most people don't want to do that. So you had some pushback. You're having some pushback. And you're not used to that, are you? And so my guy goes in and talks to her. And he tells me, yeah, she said the same thing to me, pretty much, that she said to you. Made her very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. I told her, she asked me, what's going on here? And he said, I told her, I can't tell you that. There's some bad crime, as you can tell. But what I can tell you is if you feel like you're threatened here, and you let me know and I'll get you out of here. And that's been a while ago that happened. I didn't say anything until now. You're making everybody very wildly uncomfortable and disturbed by what you're doing to me. You keep getting caught because everybody's very disturbed and uncomfortable by what you're doing to me, Mr. Perry. You guys, your whole thing is caught. Texas Billionaire Boys Club. Nobody heard of that until you fucked with me. So, let me tell you real quick about Officer Neely. There's a story that I've told that's in the Bible about Joseph. Joseph is getting bullied by his brothers. He was 12 years old. He's getting bullied and bullied and bullied and bullied and bullied. And he's asking God, please make them stop. Please make them stop. And God gives him a dream. Your brother's going to bow to you. His dad gives him a coat of many colors. He's showing it to him. He's thinking, God just told me my brother's going to bow to me. Maybe when they see me in this coat, they'll bow. Out there in the backyard where they're all playing. They didn't. They got enraged. They got jealous. They got pathetic. They sold him into slavery and told Dad he's dead. The dad was upset. He's heartbroken. And Joseph is sold into slavery. And he does his best. Whatever he has, whatever he's doing, he's doing his best. So all we have to do is the best we can do. And as he grows up, he becomes very good at managing a household. And then the wife of the man hits on him, and he refuses her. Kind of like some weird little twisted sick fuck from Lubbock, Texas hits on me. Disgusts me. I've never been more creeped out by somebody in my life as I am by Charles Perry. She refuses him. I'm sorry, he refuses her. She goes in and lies in a court of law and has him arrested. He's in jail. But he's put in charge of product distribution. So he's learning how to do a job. And he has a dream that he has a gift, he's able to interpret dreams. Pharaoh calls for him because he has a dream about fat calves and skinny calves and fat wheat and skinny, pathetic wheat. So he's like, what does this dream mean? And Joseph says, well, you're going to have 7 years of prosperity and 7 years of famine. So during the years of prosperity, make sure you save and put aside food to feed everybody during the 7 years of famine. And Pharaoh says, you're in charge. You do it. He spent all that time in jail learning how to do that. Product management, product distribution. And becomes second in command of all of Egypt. And he had to learn how to do it. And it looked bad. It looked like God's promise wasn't real. It wasn't going to come. How my brothers didn't bow to me. What, did God lie to me, or there's just no God, or what? Well, he's probably wondering, what the hell do I think about all this? My life didn't get better, it got worse. I don't understand. Where is God in right now while I'm sitting here in jail? I didn't do anything wrong. I was trying to do the right thing, and the wrong thing happened. And so they have the 7 years of prosperity, and he's putting food away. And then it begins to be the famine. Well, here comes his family needing food. They know Egypt has some because they've been putting some away. They've got a palace, a king over there that keeps everything, put some food away for everybody so they can live. You don't have people dying of starvation in two countries, Egypt and Israel. Egypt, by the way, was one of the most powerful countries of that day in the world. Joseph becomes second in command of one of the most powerful countries in the world. His brothers come, they need food. They see him, and they bow. There it is right there. God's promise came true. And it wasn't like he thought. We always limit God. He was expecting them to bow in the backyard there. It would have been kind of lame. And God's like, no, I have a whole bigger plan than that. They're going to bow to you in a palace. You're king. You're going to be the king. Wow, that's powerful. Sure shit, it happened. He had to go in another room and cry. He was overtaken with emotion. God came through. He kept his promise. I'm sitting here, king in a palace. It wasn't in the backyard. I limited God. It's in a fucking palace. They're bowing before me. So, that's how God does things. And Mike Neely sitting in jail doesn't mean shit, Mr. Perry. You didn't win nothing. You didn't win anything. I know you think you have defeated a man who was trying to put you in jail because you're a criminal. Epstein. But guess what? What's meant for evil is going to be used for Mike Neely's good and mine. You have victims of crime, but you've never been this caught in your entire life. In your life, you've never been this caught, and I said no to you, and no means no, and you're just a pathetic rapist. You're pathetic. If a 20-year-old girl can tell something is wrong with this, it's not about a date. There's no damn way this is about a date. So what's really going on here? And what's the deal with this guy in Dallas? What happened in Dallas? That every time his name comes up, all these old farts with all kinds of money shit themselves. You think you're fooling people? Wow. You really are delusional. You sit around and bullshit yourself all day, don't you? You act like a little girl. It's embarrassing to me. You embarrass me. You embarrass everybody. Mr. Perry. You embarrass everybody. Your conduct is way outside social norms. She's supposed to be in jail and not able to appeal. So let's just tamper with the mail. So what my guy says, Mr. Perry, when you guys did that, is he goes, you need to file a complaint with the post office. But if you do it, Charles and Dave will go in behind you, prancing in there, and obstruct justice. We're not going to have that. I'll do it. I'm filing it. I'm going to sit on it. So that's what happened, because you have a habit. So you're dealing with people you can't get to this time. They don't want your money. They want you in jail. They want your crime stopped, because everybody's sick and tired of the suffering in the land that you're causing intentionally. And everybody's going, wow, if he has to, she's supposed to be in jail, so she can't, well, she must have a valid claim then, or he wouldn't do that. He never lets her in court in her civil cases, and now a murder trial. So then there's something to what she's saying, or he wouldn't do that, would he?
Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
You're disgusting. And nobody asked you what you think, and you never shut up. What were you asked to do? Leave me the fuck alone. That's it. It costs no money and no time to leave everybody else alone and go out, get off your fat, lazy ass, quit perverting around, and go work. And then you wouldn't need a lie, and you wouldn't need a cover up there, would ya? So what happened is I file a motion to vacate on fraud. It's called the 12-1031. They arranged for the judge to deny it. No hearing. You gotta have a hearing. There's a requirement, but under the law, Patel versus OMH, you gotta have a hearing. He denies it on the 17th. They're like, we'll have her go out to her family's house on the 18th in Manford and have Manford arrest her. And then we're done. It's over. Except you got caught. And you got in my wallet, so I couldn't even go. We heard everybody was mad. We worked on weeks for that, teaching her family what to say and what to do. Psychological torture, asking one person to hurt another and do something they know is illegal and wrong. So that didn't work out. I did file the appeal. And then you again. We're gonna tamper with the mail so it won't get on the docket in time, the DOR, and the whole thing will be dismissed. So I'm gonna call the landlord on the very next day, the 12th, and tell him, kick her out. So we can subjugate her and make her lie. We're gonna put her in this, Mr. Perry, you're caught. Listen, you're already caught. It's criminal activity. It's coercion. And I said no. And you're caught. He acts like he's not caught. It's the funniest thing we've ever... It's our guys laugh at him. They're like, what in the hell? I mean, they act like they're not caught. It's like... This guy is something. She's talking about it. She knows about it. We've told her about it. We got that information from him to her. And then he acts like he can still do it. And we're like, what in the fuck? What in the... Wow. He doesn't understand what just happened, does he? Not the right response, Mr. Perry, to what was just said. You're a little slow, aren't you? Listen, I'm not a special education teacher. I don't know how to talk to somebody who's mentally slow. I don't. You're caught. We already know you have a plan that's a crime. It's criminal. And I said no to the plan. And you think you can still do it? On what planet is that, sir? Who's helping me? See, you don't know all that, do you? What court is this already being played out in? See, you're going to jail because everybody's sick and tired of you. And the suffering you cause. You're a burden and a position we all want gone. We don't want to have to deal with your delusion. Nobody does. We don't want to have to deal with your theft and your rape and your robbery and your skank. It's not that hard to get what you're trying to do. Criminal activity. Unfortunately, we didn't find out about the brick you were going to have thrown at me on the highway. That could have hit my head. I think that was the intent. It hit my engine and cracked it in two. And this about that same time as when they were planning all this murder of Lucky. Unfortunately, we didn't get that either. 98% of it, though, we get. Like, we did get that you talked to my landlord on the 12th. Because you intended to tamper with the mail. That's a crime. That's a bad one. There's a lot of bad ones. Do you go any day at all without committing a crime, Mr. Perry? So what are you going to do about tampering with the mail to prevent an appeal and interfering with a contract that you shouldn't even know about? How did they even know? I got 3 people in my office that wanted to know. How did they even know she was in Manford? Isn't this whole thing about stalking? We didn't know she was in Manford. We're not stalking her, so how did he know? You think people are dumb. You got a 20-year-old little girl that knew something was up. This ain't about a date. This is about something else altogether. So what is it about? Mr. Perry, nobody cares how you feel. Nobody asked you, did they? What were you asked to do? Listen to the words. Listen to the words. Leave me alone. You're caught. No one cares what you think. You weren't asked. You were told to stop bothering me. Stop peeping. Stop hacking. Go act like a grown man and go work. Go be with your family. If you were with your family and go seeing your constituents and working, you wouldn't need a cover-up right now. You failed. You're a fail. Can't figure out how to get women to like you, can you? It's not acting like him. Even a 20-year-old little girl, something's up. They're coming in here. They shit themselves over this Fabian guy. What happened in Dallas? This ain't about a date. Something else is going on. What is it? What's going on? A 20-year-old can do it. So what about people older and wiser? Who do you think you're fooling? I don't think you're fooling anybody. I think you got people fooling you. That's what I think. I think you have people fooling you. I think that people say what you want to hear so you'll fuck off. I've done that. This person lies. I'm not going to waste my time sitting here getting lied to. I got shit to do. So I'm going to say whatever they want to hear so they'll get out of my face. You think people don't do that to you? I told you, a reporter already said that. I looked through everything she has. Nothing political about it. Everything she says is, leave me alone. She's being stalked. And that guy lied to me, and I won't take his phone calls anymore. He's not going to waste my day. Not 1 minute of my time. I don't have time to sit here and be lied to. We're all sick of you. You're a burden. You're an imposition. Your delusion being shoved down our throats till we're gagging on it. And your hardships and your suffering is why you keep getting told on, sir. Your whole thing has never been caught this much ever in your lives. Never. Has it? Because you're pissing people off. And you're pissing off people with a lot of power. A lot of power, Mr. Perry. Because everybody else sees you like this.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men. Leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this.
Now, Mr. Perry, I'm going to repeat myself again, and I hate repeating myself. Shut up. Were you asked what you think or how you feel or what you want and you need a lie? We all get it. You want to get me kicked out of my home so the appeal can't go forward, and I mean, you already tampered with the mail. There's a reason my guy had me mail it. It's going to cost you more, but I need you to mail that, and I need you to do it today, and I need you to get that done before anything else gets done. And you call the landlord the very next day. We tampered with the mail, so it's not going to make it to the courthouse. Then we're going to kid her. We need you to kick her out. We got a house in Houston, a little house of horrors. We're going to make her a slave and kill her. And we all know that. And then you had him do exactly opposite of what he told me. You had him do what you said. And why are you talking to my landlord? And why is he talking to you? There's a contract in place, Mr. Perry. You interfered with it. That's another charge. Another criminal charge. And another civil lawsuit. That's all you did. My guy had his... He's working on the postal complaint. Because they knew what you would do if I filed it. You're pathetic. No one cares what you think. You weren't asked. And the more you blah, 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 try to talk to me, the more ridiculous you look. Just like Neil. People were complaining. She had to say, leave me alone 6 times. He starts commenting on her clothes. Wow, you weren't asked, Neil. You didn't respond right to the words just said to you. What's wrong with you? I'm not a special ed teacher. I can't communicate with somebody like you, Perry. I've worked with surgeons and federally elected officials all my life. I'm working with 40 cops now that finish my sentences. Nobody has to repeat a fucking thing. Nobody cares what you think. You weren't asked, were you? You're something. You are so slow. It's, oh golly. It's irritating. And you're caught on the Houston house and getting me kicked out. You're caught. You just proved us out. All those recordings, there, you proved them out. That's all you did. You're not the brightest bulb, are you? He's a little bit slow. He's a little bit fucking slow. This is the mail that got tampered with. My mail. See, it's not even sealed. One licked, one sealed, nothing. And he's trying to forward it. So the mail guy's like, I go, what's this? Well, see, here's the thing. How would you get my address here to forward it? My mail goes to the Oklahoma Attorney General's office, and they send it to where I live. You found out where I live illegally because you're a stalker. No one else cares where I live. Why do you? You've been talking to the landlord for a long time. You were talking to the landlord before I ever moved in. You know how I know that? You were recorded, and I heard the recording of it, and that is a criminal act. You're going to jail. There's not going to be this. It's not hard to get information, Mr. Perry. You got leaks and wiretap orders. It's not hard to get information. Everybody's sick of you. Sick and tired of your delusion. Sick and tired of your imaginary soap opera. Your Jerry Springer ghetto bullshit. You're pathetic. Sick and tired of the hardships and suffering you cause. You get off on it, no one else does. Far, 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 far outside social norms. You're pathetic. You're rejected. 12 years, you're just a reject. Too stupid to figure out how to move on. Too stupid to figure out how to just fucking go be normal. You're stupid. You get caught and you think, oh, we'll still do it. Nope, you will not. You got caught for a reason. You're being stopped. Because you don't have any control over yourself to stop yourself, do you? None. This is it's been forwarded. I'm going to the... I told my landlord, how did they get my address, sir? That my mail's being forwarded? It's insane, he says, that you can get... So anybody can just get your mail and forward it to their house. I go, yeah. But how do they get my address, sir? Yeah. You. He's a stalker. Vandalism and then murder. Murder in the first degree of a police officer. They didn't kill me. They would if they could. They keep getting caught. They've tried to have me run off the road. They've tried to have me, golly, fake up a medical emergency at her work, have her help the victim, tell her the victim's sick, And she'll need a shot or she'll get sick too. And the shot is strychnine. It'll kill her dead. We'll just say she had an unfortunate allergic reaction. I think we found a hitman that can kill her. And it won't be linked to us. But I heard that recording, Perry. You think I'm going to take your little fucked up house of horrors in Houston? Your plan. We have a plan. Yep, I know you do. And your plans are typically murder in the first degree. I'm not suicidal. And by the way, I've been a key part of your crime being caught more than anybody else has caught your crime in your life. I'm pretty proud of that. I come from police 4 generations. It relieves suffering caused by crime. I've been the one to catch your crime more than anybody you know, but I can't do it by myself. So I'm telling, I'm talking to the postman. What the hell is this? He goes, well, your mail's been forwarded. But then I saw you. So I'm like, well, she's still here. So I put this other sticker on there that says it needs to be confirmed. I said, yeah, I've not filled out anything. My mail is not to be forwarded. He goes, yeah, I didn't think so. I thought something was weird. Bank cards, checks, all that stuff, so that my rent's late. Right? I had bank cards. One of them's been sent out 4 or 5 times. It's going to your house. What in the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, no, my parents owe me money. You called them, told them not to give it to me. Interference with contracts and commerce. You don't get to do that. And when you piss us off, my guys get more and more and more and more and more to put you in behind bars. So you need to be removed from the society you're a danger to, Mr. Perry. You're a cop killer. What do you think that does to other cops? Unless you're in Oklahoma, in Tulsa. I mean, I don't know. We're a little... This. My guys got that to me in jail. Fabian intersects with the word hope. His name is on that puzzle, not yours. You're the butt-in. You're the selfish little butt-in here, and you're temporary. The timing of things sometimes is not what we'd like, but it's what it should be. Like Joseph had his brothers bowed to him when he thought it should happen. It would have just been in the backyard, little lame thing, and God had a bigger plan. How about in a palace, and you're the king? How about that? Wow. But he had to go through some shit to learn how to do things that got him that job. Michael's going to get home, and you don't have any control over that. You don't have a fucking thing to do with how things come out at the end of this. You're going to be used. See, the timing of this, where Hope and Fabian intersect is important. And nobody needs to explain that to you. It's none of your business. Butt-in, Bertha. You're a butt-in, nothing, wannabe. Never the wanted one, ever. You cause sadness and fear. Boo is a private joke between one of these cops that got that to me in jail. Right up under your nose. Right up under your nose. I am not going to be your bitch. Boo fucking who? Go cry to your mom. You guys got mommy issues and you like to abuse women and children to feel tough, and you need to keep that within your own family. And stop bothering other people's families with it. I want to know, when in your lives has your crime been caught this much? Huh? When in your life has your crime, Mr. Perry, been caught this much? You intended to impede and impel. You interfered with court process again. You're trying to coerce a lie. And I said, no, you're not going to coerce me. What I'm going to do is tell everybody what you're doing. So who could get me that? Who has that kind of power, Mr. Perry? In jail, I got that. What else was in that book that you know nothing about? This is power, Perry. You don't have any. You can't even control yourself. Criminals have low impulse control and low IQ, and that's for sure you. Criminology is the study of why in the fuck would anyone do that to another person? You're like a Netflix special waiting to happen. Why the fuck would he do that to her? That's what my coworker said. What in the hell is this? What happened to dinner and a movie? What is this? This is insane. This ain't about a date. What's really going on here? And what's the deal with this Fabian guy in Dallas? It's a strip club manager. They're scared to death of him. What happened over there? I want to know. What in the hell's going on? You are the one that went in and told her everything. Tried to solicit her. Help me with my crime. She didn't like that. A lot of people don't like that, Mr. Perry. It's not that hard to get information. So this is Fabian and Hope intersected exactly when they're supposed to. It's not some random guy's name. It's his name. And it didn't get to me at some random time. It got to me in jail when you had me illegally incarcerated. And you went into a strip club and told him you were going to do it again. We either make her, you girls that work with her, make her like this guy who's a skank and a murderer. And if not, we'll put her in jail until she changes her mind. Violent subjugation, coercion, intimidation, Title 18 of the United States Code 1512 and 1513. You violate that every fucking day, don't you? Make sure she can appeal. My guys are telling me on the 11th. I want you to mail that. I want you to get that done first, because I'm going to do something with it in my case. And you tampered with the mail, and now he's doing a little more. Then he, wow. He's like, wow. The gift that keeps on giving. You've never been caught this much in your life, have you? Why is that, Mr. Perry? Every time you fuck with me, you get caught. And once you get caught, no, you can't do it. You're not all there, are you? Criminals are stupid. Alright, so we have all this here at justiceforsin.com. And on here is a whole page of Mr. Perry's fraud, obstruction of justice, attempted murder, murder in the first degree. What he did is he went into court and said, oh, I'm not talking to her in Oklahoma. Oklahoma courts don't have jurisdiction. Except there's about 5 guys here that either I recorded them talking to me for you, Mr. Perry, like Pinto, or they texted me something. So here's the whole long story of it. And the harassment email, we're going to send her home. Make her think that she's going to be safe and left alone. Only we're going to have to harass the hell out of her. And then we're going to claim she's being harassed. She's harassing us when she tells on us. And Justice Scalia, who's a First Amendment guy, dies right then, right there. In West Texas. And you got D.C. Homicide Commander William O'Ritchie says, why the hell was there not a proper investigation post-mortem? Because if he died here, there would be. You had an interest and a motive to switch out some pills? Is that what you did? All that's here. One of those guys that he said, I'm not talking to her in Oklahoma. I'm not making any contact. There's one right there. There's one right there. I recorded him. Anybody can listen to it. He's asked about 3 times, do you have a wire on you? That's the thing right here Mr. Robertson does. Stop. Telltale sign. Mr. Robertson's been getting into somebody else's business. You know, I was raised, my granddad was the chief of police, the city councilman. He helped get those UFO museums set up in Roswell. He was a county treasurer. My family was the power where I grew up. You have no idea what that's like, do you? You can tell. You can tell you guys are ghetto. You can tell by the way you act. You don't have any class. But I'll tell you what, my grandmother used to get so mad at us. If we went to the store, touched anything, keep your hands to yourself. My dad did too. You keep your hands to yourself. If it's not yours, you keep your hands off of it. You mind your own business, and you get busy working, and you do things that are good. You help people. Power is in service. If it's not yours, you keep your fucking hands off of it. That's how you act. That's how you act with dignity and respect and class. And you don't know what that's like, do you? You can tell. Take the kid out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of the kid, can you? You can tell, you guys. You got mommy issues. Go talk to your mommy about it, because we don't want to deal with it. We don't. Why are you making us? You're caught, Mr. Perry. Once you're caught, you can't do it. I'm just saying. Proving out a lot of recordings. So look at this. This guy's trying to get me to sleep with Mr. Perry for $5,000. He comes in and tells me your husband sent me in. 2 people asked me about a forged marriage license. Well, I'm sorry. Lucky asked me about a forged marriage license. This guy's arguing with me about your husband sent me, and I'm like, I don't have a husband. No, your husband sent me. Listen, I don't have one, so I don't know who you're looking for, but it's not me. What does the girl look like you want to see? No, you're her, the Texas senator. I go, whoa, he's not my husband. Flip on my recorder. Well, I'm suing him. I can't stand him. He's creeping me out. He's a stalker. Nothing more. A rejected stalker. You can't act like a grown-ass man and move on. Teenagers, Mr. Perry, get rejected in high school and they move right along. What would you do if your son acted like you? If your son got rejected and he acted like you were acting, what would you do? How embarrassing. Golly. How fucking embarrassing. So this guy's asking me, do you want $5,000? And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think so. He's fucking creepy. He's like, he'll be nice and he'll give you $5,000 if you'll just, spend a few hours being creeped out by him. And I'm like, nope. Look, right here. I can't get into that right now. You might have a wire on. I didn't have one on, but I had a recorder. You don't say that if you're not worried about somebody, you saying something you shouldn't. Right here. Now you listen. And you get richer. And he'll pay you $5,000. That's solicitation, Mr. Perry. That's a crime right there. It's not only a crime of solicitation, but you're stalking. This proves, no judge has heard this. Because you do this illegal crap. She's supposed to be in jail and not able to appeal because we got something to hide. Bunch of country bumpkin hillbillies from Texas with a sex weirdo problem. Texas Billionaire Boys Club, when in your lives have you been caught this much? That's what happens when you fuck with me. You're not getting it. It has been that way for years, and you do it anyway. And we're like, whoa. The gift that keeps on giving. It's so easy, it's not even fair. Right, Mr. Perry? You're not all there, are you? You're offending people. It's not hard to get information. You're pissing everybody off. Everybody's sick and tired of dealing with your delusion problems. Everybody's sick and tired of dealing with your criminal problems. Everybody's sick and tired of watching, you make everybody suffer. We're tired of it. It's not hard to get information. It's not hard at all. You're not going to get a date with me. You're skank. You're not good enough. 12 years, you can't tell. I'm not into you. Move on. You're a creepy little weirdo. You're not getting a date with me. You get caught and told on and caught and told on and caught and told on and caught and told on, and that's all you ever get. Nothing more. You go right back to your vomit every morning, and then you complain you don't like the way it tastes. Well, stop eating it then. We're all laughing at you. Wow, I don't even have words for that. So this is one of many, and anybody can see right here when they pull this up that there's a whole fucking bunch of other guys. There's Tex, Mickey James. Maybe it's work. Mickey James texts me. I go through the whole deal. Look at that. What you do to Justice Scalia? He wasn't going to rule. You were going to perpetrate a fraud upon the highest court in the land. And you can't say you didn't have that plan because you did it twice in civil court. Twice. You're not getting away with it this time. Didn't I say that? 5 or 6 years ago? Not this time. I don't know why people in Lubbock are so stupid. They didn't catch this before I got there. It took somebody else coming in from out of town to catch a crime. Wow. Doesn't say much for that. For those people, does it? There's a lot of, this one. That's a contact within the forum state of Oklahoma. He came to my work. I don't know this guy. I'm telling him. At my work. He's starting to threaten to kill me. And I'm like, if he kills me, it'll look like Chandra Levy and Gary Condit. And he says, well, it might be worth the risk. The next day I text him and he texts it to me. Same thing. I signed an NDA. I know a lot about this. I've been watching behind the scenes because I'm a proxy stalker. This is illegal, but I'm going to do it anyway. Right, Mr. Perry? I'm gonna make it quick. You know, there's the whole effort to frame me. There's been that going for a long time. That started actually with the first false arrest. So, first you have, So you just saw that. All those texts are there at that link. This is another guy. I know powerful people. I can put you down. Can ya? Yeah, and I hang out with the guys from Lady Godiva's over at Fishbone. Do ya? Good to know. I'll use that against Mr. Perry in court. There's a criminal case pending against him. And I'm suing the fuck out of him. So, I've told you over and over, when you do something illegal in the civil case, you don't think that's going to be used in a criminal case? Why wouldn't it be, dumb fuck? You can't get a date. You can't do it. You don't know how to get women to like you, do ya? You're just a peeping Tom. Why don't you get off your fat, lazy ass, quit perverting around and go work? And then you won't have crime to cover up. And you don't have it covered up. It's never been more uncovered, Mr. Perry. This guy's coming in my work where I am. Everybody comes where I am. Nobody's going where you are. I don't want your fucking, death house of Houston of horrors. I want for you to get out of my life and never contact me again. And the more you bother me, the more you get told on and told on and told on and told on. Recording after recording after recording. 33,000 emails represent 33,000 recordings that you know of. Those aren't being collected, Mr. Perry, to play as party entertainment. We want you gone because you're causing much suffering in the land. When you're gone, there is no more peeping. There is no more rape. There is no more delusion, icked and slimed all over everybody else. There is no more psychological torture, suffering, hardship, and I'll never be broke again and Mike goes home. That's what we want. Peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, and no more you. No more drama queen. No more you. You're gone. You're sick. When you try to contact me, it pisses me the fuck off. Because I told you to get the hell out of my life. I don't care what you think. I didn't ask you. What did I ask you to do? Leave me the fuck alone. Get off me, rapist. You are not wanted. You're pathetic. I left. You're creepy and you're weirdo and I don't like you. So move on. Act like a man. Take your skirt off, put your little dolly down, and go fucking work like a man. Mr. Perry, go work like a man. Go act like a dude. Do you know how? You're queenie, but not diva. Look at the date on that. And it still stands to this day, Mr. Perry. You're not fooling anybody. You're not fooling anybody, sir. You just get told on and told on and told on and told on and caught and told on and caught and told on. And they've recorded you on the 12th talking to my landlord. I want you to kick her out. Wait a minute. You told me this was going to be fine. We just signed a lease with her. You said it would be okay. So what is this? How many people have you gotten kicked out of your house? He asked you. I'm sorry. How many people have you gotten kicked out of their home? How much did you pay for that, by the way? How much did you pay them for that, Mr. Perry? To do it for you. Mr. Robertson's famous, we hear. Mr. Robertson's famous if they get caught and he wants to do it anyway. And we're like, but she already knows. And then things blow up. And he gets all upset. And, well, but we told you she already knew. You guys are under investigation. Somebody's telling her. Somebody's telling her. So what the hell's wrong with you? She already knew it's going to blow up. She's not going to do what you want. She's going to do the opposite of what you want. So, what kind of slow are you? I don't know. She'll push back and he'll call, do it anyway. We're like, what? Who's we anyway? I know who we is. I'm not going to say right now. That's a contact within the forum state. Are you giving me arsenic? Yeah, I'm trying to kill you. Yeah. There's the Mickey James thing. I've been watching behind the scenes. That is a contact within the forum state you lied about. That's why you wanted my Supreme Court appeal impeded. And you're going to go to jail for that. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Let your life fade away? Wow. Who says stuff like that? This is my March 2020 email to the Florida State's attorney. Mike was drugged. He didn't do it. And he wasn't tested, by the way, till he got to the hospital after the Narcan already changed the composition of his blood. That's in March. Oh, look at that. May 16, 2020. He was given Narcan. Sure shit. How did I know beforehand? And then you guys went over and asked Mike, what, a day or two ago? Who are these people? And he's like, I don't know. Who are these people? I don't know what you want from me. I have no idea. And he doesn't know, Mr. Perry. You guys harass him constantly, don't you? Which you wouldn't do if you weren't guilty of murder in the first degree of Chief Miller. And you framed Mike. You tried to kill him too. The arrest report, it's not just what I see. It's the arrest report. Has nothing on him but a red swollen right hand. Well, look at that. He's got an IV in it. You don't look like that after you've beat someone to death. So you guys do what you do. But the more you bother me, the more you get caught and the more you get told on. We're quoting what you said verbatim. We have been since the McNamara email, 2015. And you do it anyway. And you think, oh, I can do it and get away with it. But you're not. You're not getting away with it. And you don't seem to understand that. You're slow mentally. And I'm not a special ed teacher. I can't relate to slow people. I can't do it. There are people that have a gift with it. They're special ed teachers. That's what they do for a living. They have a gift of dealing with people who have to be told the same thing over and over and over, and it goes right over their head, and they're just not getting it. And I don't have that. I don't. I'm sorry. You know, I have the gift of doing. I solved a murder you did. That's what my gift is. I'm raised in 4 generations of police. I cut my teeth on my granddad's badge. And you know what he taught me? Power is in serving others. And we are called to relieve suffering caused by crime or anything. And you're causing suffering in the land, and we want for you to stop. That's why you get told on all the time, Texas Billionaire Boys Club. No one's caught this like we have, ever. Charles, you need to shut the fuck up. You need to shut up. No one asked you what you think, did they? Mr. Perry, when were you asked what you think? You look like a fool. Connie Curry. You know, there was this lady in Lubbock called, her name was Connie Curry. And, golly, she just drove everybody nuts. She would butt in. I think one time she got into a campaign that I was working on. I was paid. I was paid to do the campaign. That's what I did for a living before Perry blew up my life and I had to go hide out in a strip club. But you know, you can catch a lot of crime in a strip club, Mr. Perry. A lot of crime in a strip club. So this woman, I go to an event and I'm standing there talking to some people and they ask me, what are you working on now? And I'm telling them. And here she comes flitting over, butting in. Oh yeah, we're busy. And I'm going, we? Yeah, I made 100 calls. I said, I'm probably on 50 calls a day right now trying to get this and this done. Oh yeah, 100. You know what? It's go one up me. Whatever it is I did, she's got to lie and double it because there's no way. And everybody just looked at me and shook their head and went, "Oh my God, what in the fuck, lady? Go away. Nobody invited you into this conversation. You were not being asked. She was. She looked ridiculous. Charles, you're the same. You're cut from the same fucking cloth. Just a butt in. You weren't asked what you think. Neil wasn't asked what he thinks. You're pathetic with that. You know, shut the hell up and get off me. When you bother me, when you invade my privacy, when you cause hardships and drama for me, you guys get caught. And it has been that way over and over and over and over and over and over for years. And it will be that way until my guys finally arrest you. We're not getting this stuff to use as party entertainment, as it turns out. But you're not going to bother us anymore. Everybody's sick and tired of your delusion. You're wackadoodle, icked and slimed all over us. You're a creepy little weirdo. Everybody's sick of you and your hardships and your suffering. And so you get told on. She's supposed to be in jail and not able to do the appeal. So since she's not, because they fucked all that up, getting in her wallet, we'll fuck up the mail. Now, what's going to come from that? Look into, huh? What's going to come from that, Mr. Perry, when my guy he's like, I don't want you to file a complaint. You know what Charles and Dave will do? They'll go in behind you and they'll obstruct justice. That's what they do. So I'm going to file it. I'm going to babysit it. I'm going to make sure nobody finds out who's doing it and they don't obstruct it. What's going to come out of that? Huh? What is going to come out of that, Mr. Perry? You don't get women to like you starving, torture, and torment. That's why other men don't act like you, Peep and Tom. You sit around on your fat, lazy ass watching TV like a 1-year-old little girl. Everybody's sick and tired of what you're doing to everybody else. So you get a little sick thrill. It's being stopped. Every time you're told on, you're being stopped. That's what that is. Now, you want to keep getting told on. You want to keep getting, everybody pissed off. You just keep doing what you're doing. You're going to get the same results. We think that's what you want. Because nobody does the same thing every day if they're not getting what they want. Not for this long. You fuck with me, you get told on. You fuck with me, you get caught. More than ever in your life. You don't get a date, you get told on. You're not going to get a date. I can't stand you. It doesn't go both ways. It doesn't matter what you say you want. I think everybody's on to you at this point that it's not about a date. You're a criminal. You got a big old criminal problem. Epstein shit. First degree murder of a police officer. First degree attempted murder of this one right here. And fraud upon a court after fraud upon a court after fraud upon a court after fraud upon a court. Coercion, witness tampering, evidence tampering, on and on and on. It is bad. And the more you fuck with me, the more of that comes out. The more my guys dig, the more they're all over you. Calling my landlord on the 12th. We tampered with the mail. It's not going to get there. So we're going to get that appeal fucked up. And then what we want you to do is kick her out. And then she'll feel so desperate, she'll take my little house of horrors, coercion, bribe, Houston. And I said no. You want to give me another I told you so? It's just added to the stack. It's just added to the stack. I heard you talking to the landlord. He even asked you, how many people have you gotten kicked out of their house, sir? We just had her sign a lease. Because you said it was going to be fine. Now you're telling me it's not going to be fine? Now, this is putting me in a jam up here, sir. And then you proved it out. You're trying to prove it out, aren't you? So, okay. You think you can still do it? We're like, wow, okay, on what planet is that? On what fucking planet is that? Constantly, everything you do. The fuck? What the fuck? He get caught and he thinks he can still do it? What in the fuck? What planet do you fucking live on, Mr. Perry? Do you realize how ridiculous you look to everybody else? We're all sick of it. We're sick of you. It's not that hard to get information. The more you invade my privacy, the more you cause loss and drama for me and hardship for me, the more we get. It's not hard. You fucked with the wrong people this time, sir. I said get off me. I didn't say ask you what you want. I don't care. I asked you to get out of my life and don't contact me ever again. And when you do it anyway, it pisses me off. And when I say no to somebody and they keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, oh my God, that is a big mistake. I hate it. It pisses me off like a motherfucker. I said no. No means no. I said no. Do you understand words said to you? You never respond appropriately to what's said. Ever. It is unbelievable. The shrink is like, wow. This guy's got some serious problems with his mind. When somebody says something to him, he never responds right. Ever. He's like Neil. Leave me alone. 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 Why are you dressed like that? Golly, nobody asked you. What were you asked to do, Neil? Leave her alone. One time. One time is all you should say it. If a teenage little girl can get over it and move on when she's rejected, if your son has gotten over it when he's rejected, why the fuck can't you? And if those little girls I work with felt very uncomfortable about what you asked them to do and had the smarts to go, wait, this isn't about getting a date. Something's wrong here. What is it really about? This is not how we get dates. I've dated. That's not how this works. So what's really going on here? You think people older and wiser can't ask that same question? You got some sick crime, man. Sick shit. But the more you fuck with me, the more you guys get caught. First time in your lives that's ever happened. And you go right back to your vomit every day. And we're laughing at you. Wow. It's a gift that keeps on giving. And you complain about how bad it tastes and you eat it anyway. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them, especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumb ass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.